We thought we had it all figured out. We thought we were nearly done. Then we internalized the thought that say, hey, all those failed white checks, they're open for business. Get going. So that's what we're here for. Okay, we're going to do this all meticulous. We're going to be thinking about where all the white checks are that we saw and failed. Here's one. Smoking man. His check was composure. We do have some clothes for composure. Right now we're wearing the shoes. Let's see. Composure. There's the windbreaker for composure. Let's get that. There we go. I believe that we got something else. The black pants for composure. This is a motoric skill. What's our speed situation like? We only have one use left of this. Hold on. Nope, not that. Speed 48. Okay, it's still active. 48 minutes left. Here is Spoker.
Hi again, Gendarme.
Oh, what? It said that all white checks were unlocked. Did I misunderstand that? This is still locked. All right.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
I don't know. Well, I thought all of them were. Maybe not all of them. Let's try the one outside. There's a volition one outside. Is this one open?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
This is unlocked. Volition. We're wearing the Fairweather T500 cuirass. Do we have anything else for Volition? So that's odd. This one was locked because we failed it. It is unlocked now because of that thought that we had gotten. I don't know why Smoking Man's check is not unlocked. That is odd. Did something not work right? Okay, this is Volition. So now our Volition is +2.
An old call box with a matrix.
83%.
Lists all the companies.
I keep doing that.
East Delta.
And yes, the Pearlodon does increase Psyche. Oh, my morale could be pumped up a bit more, which is Volition.
An old call box with
yeah, okay, 97%. No drugs.
all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Can we pass this one this time?
Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. Stronger, healthier, and... alright, maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't remember any of your past relationships. Oblivion's the ace in your corner.
That is a bonus, certainly. Let's call her again.
There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for her to answer the call. It's cold outside, and you can hear the wind blowing into the speaker. A strange metallic taste fills your mouth as you stare at the intercom. There's the static again, whispering like a seashell pressed against the air.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Hi, it's me again. I wanted to talk to you.
My gosh.
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
What?
It's you. My gosh. I didn't think I would hear your voice again.
Wait, is she...
Are you repeating your words?
Michelle, just please.
Even her breathing, the way her voice drops when she finishes the sentence sounds exactly the same.
thought you didn't care.
It doesn't matter what I say. You're just going to continue, right?
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear her breathing. Wind blows into your microphone again, crackling and echoing in the box. Your hands are getting cold and your breathing becomes visible, forming small silvery puffs in the air.
Is it over? Can we talk now?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
Say nothing.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget about you.
And then it hits you.
You're recording.
She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and distant, as if her voice is being played off a wax cylinder. Real or not, your mirror neurons react. It feels painful to be listening to this. Anger boils up in your chest.
Go ahead, ancient recording. Cry then.
Her sound melts into the static from a long-distance phone call. From time to time, you can hear people talking in the distance, but can't make out any words. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still going.
Then we keep listening.
A phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. The static is like a warm blanket wrapped around the sounds.
Is anyone there?
No one replies, but the static grows stronger like rainfall. Then a female voice speaks out, completely different from the one before. Glorious and total somehow, crawling inside your head.
For 300 years I have been here, volatile and luminous, made of sodium and rain. If you want me, you can find me on the beach. Dans la dernière balle.
So...
The strange alien thought pattern ends. The lieutenant cuts in, inspecting the intercom.
It was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve.
Something weird just happened to me.
Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something weird is almost always happening to you.
That is true. We can't argue with that. Okay, so an ancient recording. Not someone we were actually talking to, but then the city of Raphael decided to speak to us through the intercom. What other checks? We could ask her out on a date. That's so low. That's so low. Ceiling. I think this is asking him for money. Set of tracks. Didn't we pass the set of tracks one? That was the car one, right? Then there's the mirror, which we wanted to find out the source of the expression. Joyce is gone. We're not passing Measurehead's check for the race theory. The sandwich is gone. These are stealing things we already bought. Wash basin. I don't remember what that is. Drainage pipe. Washerwoman. Was there a white check for her? Oh no, that was getting her to sign the form. We don't need that. So, but actually a bunch of this stuff we don't actually need to try. We can try Ceiling. We can try Mirror. And maybe wash bait. No, that's shaving. Was that shaving? That was shaving. I don't want to do that. Okay, actually, there's only two. There's only two on this list. Ceiling and Mirror. That's a lot less than I thought there was. There's also Smoker, but his is locked, and I don't know why. Let us just head over to the other side of town. Oh, wait, no. Sealing's over here. What am I thinking? Hey, Sealing.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
I mean, we don't really need him to give us money. Rhetoric is -1 at this point. We don't really need that. So I'm not exactly caring much about this check. But I mean, it's unlocked. So I guess we might as well try it. That one's negative. Let's see, what is... The cap is negative. All right, so now we have a +1 to rhetoric.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Let's just try it.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember?
Yes, business. Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
Think of it as an investment.
An investment? What kind of investment?
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane.
I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here?
Always start high. 1 million real.
But officer, I don't have that kind of money. There's got to be a more modest investment.
10 real.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
Great. We got him to give us 10 real as an investment in us. We still don't have enough money for the shoes, though.
The speakers below are bank. You should go over and ask him about paying for those sneakers with your net worth.
No, we can't do that. Some people did mention that if you play your cards right with the mega rich guy, you start learning about net worth, and then you could try to do this. But no, we can't do it. No, we can't do it. Though the pawn shop is over here. We could sell our gun again.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I have something else to sell.
Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Here's a postcard. We can pawn that. We want to keep the rider, because apparently maybe we can give it to Dolores Day. The postcard. I must have clicked on, let's see, check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I wanted to pawn this. We never use this for anything. I don't know if we would still... This is 10. Here's the rifle. This has come up in a few conversations. I don't know. We might not need it anymore. The die. I don't really want to sell our die. It's a nice die. This is 10. We probably don't need it anymore, but still. I don't know. If we sold it, we would get 47 real. That's still not enough for the sneakers, though.
Another time, perhaps.
Maybe so. pity that we have not seen a way to haggle C. Lang down on the price of those shoes. Like 50 really is quite a lot. I don't suppose the ocean has calmed down.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel
It's not.
The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Okay. Do you want to go on a date?
Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man without alcohol as the master of ceremonies to guide them.
This is very good. Since the dawn of mankind, Al Ghul has watched over the reprocreation of our species. Lay with me. Let's celebrate the ghoul.
Now, there's a whole shipment of big words. May mankind be plentiful, I guess. Can I get back to my nets now?
She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to pull it off right now. Try again later.
Well, that went better than it could have. Look, I think that we made our intentions clear. Let's try the encyclopedia check here. Lay with me, female. For the sake of the species. I feel like maybe we're reading too much $Dollar Man. Let's see. Just to make sure. Yeah, encyclopedia formidable. I got encyclopedia 2. Yeah, the lenses. The other thing was the hat. Hat. There we go. Can we remember?
The mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with
if we smoke a bit, can we remember?
an old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the
If the chat increases my int a little bit, can we remember? %. Using all of our concentration, can we remember the source of the expression?
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million.
Well, tell me about that.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
I feel the need to make a clicking sound when I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
That is a nifty way of saying that. So I adopted the expression. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Anything else? Like who I am? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
I guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Well, I really don't have an interest in getting rid of the expression. The expression and the mutton chops, those are our face. Guillaume Le Million. -1 logic, head in the clouds, research time 4 hours 30 minutes. Whatever happened to Guillaume Le Million, who, with his amber mane and sparkling teeth, beguiled the tattered remains of the nation? While you suffered and suffered, did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust? Or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into the slendering new lines of some starlit bois de nuit 20 years ago? Spare a thought for his great ass, too. Or wait, maybe he became a police officer in Revachol West. I feel like if we had gotten this earlier in the game, this would have coincided pretty well with Superstar Cop. Kind of sounds like it would be. But right now, we're internalizing something else. Why don't we head back up to the church and talk to a cell that we talked to Everard? Don't know if we'll get any new conversation from that, but we might as well. Nope, does not seem like it. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to see if there was a follow-up conversation in here because we spoke to Everard. Does not seem so. Okay. So, I guess any of the available white checks that I was interested in trying again, I guess we're done with those now. But we still have some reading to do, don't we? And we might as well hang out here and read some stimulating detective fiction next to Lillian as time passes, just to ask her again. I mean, I don't know when it'll be time to use the boat, but you know, we'll just ask her again after we're done reading. I wanted to read about Dick Mullen for a while now, and now we finally can. Let's do it.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch.
Examine the cover.
The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind him are two silhouettes wrapped in a passionate embrace. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen. That seems to sum up the premise nicely.
Gasp.
Needless to say, it violates nearly every RCM regulation for a detective to investigate a murder in which he is a suspect.
Well, maybe for some regular normal cop, esprit de corps, not for a superstar cop like Dick Mullen.
Are you really reading that, detective?
I really need to know who this Dick Mullen guy is.
Good luck finding it. He's not much of a character, I think you'll find. Just a stand-in for the reader.
Let's start reading.
The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vesper to a small town along the Elysium coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he's asked, then returns home where he passes out drunk, as he does most nights. An extremely unprofessional and hurtful stereotype that's offensive to all upstanding officers of the law.
Yeah, I mean, as we know, cops don't actually get blackout drunk at most nights. Maybe only some nights.
But also extremely accurate in your case.
I can't judge.
2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vesper police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane was shot in a bar in the very town Mullen dropped him off in by a man matching Mullen's description. Desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vesper police to release him for 3 days so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence.
Cops released their prime murder suspect so he can find the real killer? Are you shitting me?
What's the matter, detective?
Lieutenant turns to you with a start. Oh, we said that out loud? I don't know who's writing this shit, but I get the feeling they aren't experts on homicide investigations.
The lieutenant shrugs, resigned to the idea that his profession will rarely, if ever, be accurately represented in art and literature. They're not shitting you, detective. This is what the writers think passes for police procedure.
Okay, so Mullen didn't do it.
Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named Diana Deneva.
Nice. A dame.
And not just any dame. She's truly one in a million. A knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. But she's got a secret.
Man, who doesn't?
Secrets are the currency of human relations. Your secrets are unknown even unto you. So does that make you a rich man or a beggar?
Now it's getting interesting.
Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strung-out art collector named Torvald, each of whom has his own reasons for wanting Spillane dead.
Tell me about the corrupt police captain.
Outwardly, the old police captain is a real law and order crypto-fascist, a barrel-chested man who's beaten his share of suspects to pulp. But he's also dirty and increasingly paranoid that someone's going to expose his role in the drug ring. He would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible that he was able to conceal it long enough to commit the murder?
I want to hear about the politician's son.
A typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, he's just in over his head. He does bear a personal grudge against Spillane, though, a former prosecutor who nearly brought down his father's administration. The kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build, but he is the correct height, and while interrogating him at his home, Mullen did notice a certain overcoat that looks suspiciously like his own.
What was that about an art collector?
Torvald, the art collector, is a strung-out mess. Frankly, it's hard to imagine him holding a pistol steady enough to actually hit someone, let alone plug them 3 times in the chest the way Spillane got did. That said, Torvald and Spillane have a long history, and while interrogating him, Mullen discovers that Torvald was once involved with Deanna Deneuve. Could it be that this is all over a sordid love triangle?
All right, let's get on with the story.
One evening, Deanna Deneuve comes to Mullen's hostel room in tears. The two of them drink half a bottle of vodka, and soon they're seeking comfort in each other's arms.
Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips.
Well, that testimony won't be admissible any longer.
How does Mullen expect to solve the murder if he's sleeping with witnesses?
The man's a prosecutor's nightmare. Solving a murder counts for nothing if all the evidence gets thrown out in court over police misconduct. That's just Dick Mullen's modus operandi. He might bend the rules, but he closes cases like no one else can.
Right, he's able to be the exception to the rules because he gets things done, damn it. Nice. Get it, Mullen.
As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Deanna Deneuve turns to Mullen and says, "By the way, Dick, there was something else I meant to tell you. I love you."
The name of the true killer. Always aim for the center of mass.
Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly.
Fuck.
When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are covered with her blood.
Double fuck.
Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, knowing it's only a matter of hours before the cops discover Deneuve's body, if they haven't been tipped off already. Fleeing a crime scene, destroying evidence. Even if Detective Mullen didn't commit the murder, he should be facing years behind bars. Dick Mullen won't be sent to the clink for the sake of some legal niceties.
That's right. All he has to do is solve the case, and all this is forgiven.
The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before the cops catch up to him, he's going away for life. Can you solve the case before the cops close in?
Wait. I've got some questions first.
What is it, Detective?
Why does everyone close to Dick Mullen wind up dead?
It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. That's why Dick Mullen never lets anyone get too close.
What's the matter? Afraid you've been hacking up your friends' bodies in the night? You are the murderer after all.
Why did Dick Mullen become a detective in the first place?
There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective.
Was I not born to be a detective?
For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page and see the book for what it is. A collection of brittle, cheaply printed pages held together by glue made from the hooves of horses.
From nowhere, you hear the screech of sneakers on a waxed floor, and you feel the burn of rope against your hands. Are these figments of some other life?
All right, we got that when we lifted the barbell, I think, as well.
You won't find the answers you're looking for here, in other words.
Why bother solving crimes when the world is so evil?
Is it really so evil, Detective?
Well, maybe not. There are parts worth saving.
Like what?
The pleasure of contemplating art.
You don't know how you know, but you can feel this book laughing at you. You think contemplating art is going to save you?
Hey, fuck you, book.
You know you look like a madman, right? Giving an inanimate object the finger like that.
What's the matter, Detective?
This book is making fun of my sincerest beliefs.
Then perhaps you should stop reading it.
But you can't stop, can you? You've got to find out what happens.
I do have to find out. I don't have any more questions. I figured it all out.
So, who did it, Detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve?
I believe Killer Man is Killer Man. Dick Mullen would be the main suspect. Love did them in. The dirty police captain, the junkie art collector, the politician's twat son, Dick Mullen. You know what? I don't care. I mean, it can't be Dick Mullen because then the series would end, right? It can't be that. Love did them in.
What? That doesn't even make sense. There's never a straight answer with you, is there? You just get hooked on random stupid notions and then repeat them every chance you get. Now go on, find out who really did it. You begin furiously flipping through pages. Even as you know these books follow a series of well-worn tropes, you find yourself completely engrossed. You're turning pages so fast, you don't even notice the ancient spine coming unglued.
Uh-oh, motorix check is coming up.
You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick enough. They're gone.
Impossible.
Dozens of pages scatter across the ground. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble the pages, but it would take way too long.
By way too long by whose standards? Not mine. Gah, now I'll never know.
Too bad, Detective. If it's any consolation, the resolution is almost never very satisfying. And on that note, perhaps we should get back to making sense of our own case?
Last year, more than 71% of murders in Revachol went unsolved. In Revachol West, that number was closer to 85%.
Thanks, Encyclopedia. That's a really high percentage.
In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity.
Put the book away. Well, I guess we'll never know what the answer was.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Well, I did not expect that the wind would have calmed down, so... This is unlocked again? How is this unlocked again? How did that happen? I guess we could put on our suggestion clothes and see what happens. Like the white check changed. That's a negative. That one is a negative. That's a jacket. We're already wearing a coat that does suggestion. All right.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
Oof.
The wind is turning southeast.
It's still so low.
Officer?
I'm just gonna... Yep, just gonna do that. That's very attractive when you're about to ask someone out on a date.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast.
All right,
Mind, officer.
let's see if we can get any more psyche from the chat. Not that it's gonna matter that much, because the chances are so low, but why not? Let's see. 17%. Go on a date with me.
Alcohol, man. That's exactly what she needs. Now make her see that.
I want to be close to you, and there's but one way to intimacy.
What?
Drunk date. All we need is booze. The rest will follow.
Funny. Funny sailor jokes. Sorry if I'm not laughing out loud, but the comedy has worn thin over the years.
Great. Now you reminded her of the husband.
It's not going well.
It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how these things work between the sexes. Keep at it. She'll come around.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, you know, just keep trying. That's how it works.
Either she's gonna come.
Okay, it is still locked. I was wondering if it would unlock again. Persistence is what matters. Okay. Now, I think it might be time for Ruby. Except, Shivers did say she would meet us on the beach. I don't know if that's literal. I guess we should walk around the beach. You know, for reasons. We just have to make sure we're absolutely ready. Anything eating from these traps?
A few locusts trudge along the wall. Poor things.
Nope. Traps are still in the... Nothing eaten from traps. There's nothing happening there. That guy is still there with his son, even though it's snowing. So fascinated with that building. You just can't get enough of it. Just gotta know if that was actually something or if it wasn't.
Just dead and dying. Poor thing.
Nothing there. It was an odd sound. I guess as we're walking around here, maybe like bits of ice and snow is coming off. Here's that impossible door.
An old door.
Even though the odds are very low that anything would happen, you know, we just need to take one final check to make sure that there's nothing else here. All right, I guess let's go to the building. The door is here. All right, we're on inside. We haven't explored this because we have reason to believe that this is where Ruby is hiding out. So we just wanted to do everything we could before we confronted her. But it's time now. Footprints in the sand. One of the souls appears more worn than the other. Yeah, we know what that means. We know that one of Ruby's souls is worn down because she has sandpaper on her accelerator. A buzzing sound, getting louder.
You feel something, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
Strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
I saw them. Footprints with the right sole worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Well, we know Everard's true intentions and his plan for Martinez. What more is there to do with the Union?
I don't know. Little things. But you're right. We've gotten everything we can from the Union. We even opened that container.
We did.
You've been very, very thorough there. Your fingers approve.
My fingers are happy about the investigation we've carried out. We solved the strike deadlock by telling Joyce about the Union's plans.
I still don't think that was a good idea. But yes, our affairs with the Wild Pines are in order, since she isn't in Martinez anymore.
Someone's been a very busy boy. Good on you.
And Volition's happy with us. How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smiles in the dark.
Let's try not to worry, he thinks.
What do you think is waiting for us in there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
I'm not really the sneaking type.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Alright, so I guess that's our point of no return. Since we might be going into combat, let's see. We're wearing the gloves. Let's say, put that on. Let's see. Well, maybe we'll just go in and just see how it goes. With our gun in our hand, of course. Feels strange. Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Money, good. More money, great. Oh, something there. I guess we're gonna have to walk around to get to that orb. Oh, we're gonna have to go all the way back to get to that orb. Something in the air. An unnatural buzzing. Kim doesn't detect it, though. Have to find another way around.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
says the shadowy figure by the machine. Okay. Well, we finally have met Ruby, which the game names the Instigator, and she's got a sound weapon?
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
I guess we should try to cover our ears.
No, buddy. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Yes, focus on work in stressful experiences. You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
He did mention that, yes. I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
You should probably check on Kim. That's what good partners do.
That is true. Look at Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Eyes closed, the lieutenant is doubled over. He's still alive and breathing.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break you loose.
Yeah, she's very politely explaining what this pain machine is. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
How'd you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Yes, I don't think we're very concerned about patent law right now.
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
3, 2, 1, 7, 8.
Una rola. Omettini pilves. Omettini pilves. Uttu drogga.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
2, 3, 6, 1, 8, 9, 2, 8, 1.
You're looking for a deal on mattress.
Speed FM.
Box score in school center. 32971047302819.
I might be interested in a deal on mattresses.
Dentist.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing, as the game kind of got real choppy there for a second.
God damn it.
He regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Oof, pain threshold. It's time to, we started out the game with high fizz. I guess it's time to put that to work. Are we gonna run at it? Yeah. Battering ram.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
See them fireworks, Kim?
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Low rhetoric. What are you doing?
Problem solving.
She mutters.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
Well, just gonna light a cigarette while you're pointing your gun in your mouth. If the chat wants to try to give me another point in int to see if maybe we can actually convince her. Our rhetoric skills have never been the best. We're at 42%. Let's see if we can convince her.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options.
What options?
You know.
I do? Maybe I can still talk her out of it.
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please, just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
The lieutenant is still unsteady on his feet. Thanks, as we rub our temples.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
He couldn't take it like you. It irks him. Then he gets over it.
What if we just let the murderer go?
I have a feeling we didn't. Her tent. We should check it out.
Let's check it out. All right, let's look through her stuff. Cooking utensils. She prepared herself porridge with bananas. Dark water trails into the distance. There's no way out. All right, we'll take it. Some real. We almost have enough for the shoes.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
Look inside.
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Look at the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
I don't suppose she has a copy of that Dick Mullen book, so we can find out who the murderer was.
See anything?
Lieutenant peeks over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
Take it.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
Ruby's on the coast?
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Sounds good. Looks like we've looked at everything here. What does the quest say? You found Ruby's journal. Read it. All right. A well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand named Chaneller embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Chaneller. Chaneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
We could buy the shoes now. Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kinds of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What did she write the day Lely died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. Except, But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, "Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning."
I just don't think she killed the mercenary. It's mostly a gut feeling, though, since we let her walk out without hearing her side of the story.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
Well, if she didn't do it, maybe it's good we didn't catch her.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again...
T-Man wouldn't fuck me over!
Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. Somewhere along the way, we might have been fed a lie or two. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
All right. Well, Kim says we should go to the whirling. And this has appeared. Return to the whirling after the whole instigator debacle. Someone has something to answer to. Oh, the thing about Ruby on the coast is gone. Okay, so that quest line is done. There's nothing more to it. I should probably see if there's anything past the tent. No, it does not seem so. So Ruby's thing is completed. All right, I guess back to the whirling we go. Unless...
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
The sea has not calmed down yet.
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger.
Yeah? I didn't know Inland Empire was our spider sense.
You are prepared. Don't put away your friend. Your weapon. The barrels of your Villiers 9mm pistol shine threateningly in the cold spring light.
Kim, there's danger. Up ahead.
Yes, I hear commotion. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Good. Be ready to take damage.
Well, that probably means we should heal.
lot of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Hey, it's Scab Leader.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right?
Well, Liz is back. She hasn't been around since she walked away from the Hardys. And here's the second mercenary. We have not heard anything about her.
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the Scab Leader. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. There's something very wrong with him.
He's dangerous. Shh. The lieutenant raises his left hand.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
Yeah, this is not someone we have seen or heard before, I don't think.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Sounds like the armored figure is weeping? Oh, there's someone else up here. I didn't even notice him. So did, another mercenary has come to replace the one who died?
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's a third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant points to the helmeted figure.
This third one, he is the most dangerous of them all, heavily armed. The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
The big one is the damn Scab Leader.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
We're out of time. This is...
the Mercenary Tribunal.
Well, we can't walk away. I guess we're gonna have to get between them. I hope our authority is high. Stop! This is the police.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
He licks his lips, waving his gun at the crowd. Losing his balance for a moment, he staggers backward.
Pig, fuck!
Is the only word you can make out. I can see you're drunk.
Ah, yeah. Welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and warm in your hand. Feels like it's saying, do it. Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him before he shoots you. Yes, yes. Just shoot him. I'm barely keeping you together here. No time to talk. He will only rattle you. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have, then move down from that. Please.
All right, well, empathy's suggesting that we talk first. Though hand-eye coordination and composure are saying shoot him now. Let's see, rhetoric. That's higher than I thought it would be. Down well. I don't remember what that is. What's down well? That is low. That is also low. +1 figured out the armor. Who is that? I didn't know you had a third guy.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Howen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
Also, he's wearing a helmet, so are there any parts of him that's exposed?
All of you cunts inside out.
The killer?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer.
He points to the figure clad entirely in ceramic plate.
What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Clerven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
Count the figures.
About 50 little stick figures. All of them black, plus 2 little white ones in the end. These men served in Seminide, the native islanders.
Kills black people?
That's right. Plenty of kits here in Revachol, too.
T, let's fucking do it.
The man presses through his teeth. His hand is on his belt.
Easy. Easy now.
Listen, they didn't do it.
Yeah? Who did that?
Yeah, we never did solve the case. The suspect was Ruby, but then we were thinking that maybe it's not Ruby. It was someone else. Someone who's not here now.
How fucking convenient.
Gives you a drunken stare, then puts his hand on the gun. So one of our theories was the sniper from a distance. We examined 2 of the locations, but we never got to that third one on the island. It could be possible that it was a sniper from point number 3. A lot of people could have gotten to the roof like Gart. You know, Gart's never actually been a suspect. It would be kind of funny to name him, but actually they are here. It was one of you. Well, we've never learned anything that would have implied one of the mercenaries killed him. The only actual theory we might have is that it was a sniper from the island.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kit? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her.
Logic, huh? Why doesn't he believe me? Well, Half-Light's pretty sure that Liz is gonna get a bullet. Unless we can maybe pass this check. Well, I guess our cigarettes are still active. We do have a point. Is logic the one we want to put that in? We could increase that. Or do we want to save this point for something else? Well, I mean, I don't know what we might need it else for, but we know that we might need logic now. All right. It's not 42. We can also ask the chat to help boost our int. Can we get another point to int? And see if maybe we can... Can our cop, the one we've been playing, pass a logic check? It's not looking good. But we have over 50%. Can we do it?
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
They did. They confessed to hanging him, but we know that he wasn't actually hung, he was shot. It didn't sound like the scab leader was thrilled with the idea that he was shot. I mean, I guess according to the mercenaries, I guess they believe he was hanged. We could say that they didn't confess, but they said, the Hardy Boys said it out loud. So as far as the mercenaries think, the Hardys did confess. So saying that they didn't wouldn't make sense. So I guess the thing that we're going to have to try to convince him is that he was actually shot instead of hanged.
You're lying. DePaul heard it.
He doesn't move the weapon.
A Kiel Model 40 revolver, 8 rounds in the barrel. The gun slowly sways in his hand from the inebriation.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
When they confessed, they were lying. I don't think the gardener isn't one of them is going to really help. The hanging was a cover-up. I mean, it is true that the hanging was a cover-up. It's also true that when they confessed, they were lying. Which one would sound better to the mercenaries? I guess I will go... Yeah, I mean, they might think... The mercenaries might reject the idea that they're lying, but if we say it's a cover-up, maybe they'll ask for more information.
Fucking liars!
He'd fired the gun.
The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her head, crashing a small pane of the glass window behind her.
I missed.
The man looks at his revolver and smiles. What did it say? 8 bullets? 7 left? But the others have guns too.
Not true. He purposefully over-aimed and shot the window. You had him second-guessing himself, only for a second. Do not assume he will miss the next time.
All right.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That is, they did say that. You're all drunk. Look at yourselves.
Yes. So what?
Yeah, so what? You should be drunk too. Or, like, drunker. You don't want to die sober, do you?
This is not the time, electrochemistry. We can't get drunk later if we're dead. I don't need a drink right now, for God's sake. Look at this. I'm in a fight.
Exactly. This is so horrible. People are gonna die whatever you do. It will be all your fault. Only a drink will soothe this. Keep thinking about the drink. Shut up. Let him think. Too much is on the line. He's not gonna fuck it up because of you. I won't let you.
Thank you, Volition. Your judgment is impaired. You'll regret this.
Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government-ordained super soldier.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
The outburst is accompanied by yellowish saliva around his mouth. Well, I hope he, Oh, he was talking to his own person there. Well, I mean, it's fine then that if we keep talking... The Wild Pines rep does not approve of this, you know.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
It's a hollow laughter. Wild Pines is not going to forgive you massacring a bunch on innocent people. The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes. A bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an opening. She's going to be mad when she hears about this.
She's fucking gone. She fucking sailed off. You're alone.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess we didn't actually have to have that conversation with her. That would have resulted in her sailing away. It's our fault.
Stay cool! Don't do anything stupid!
Titus shouts to his men in the background.
The company bitch is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
He looks around, tired suddenly. Sad, even.
Guys,
The little guy...
just get in the way. I don't even have a gun.
The little guy breaks formation. This is a bad idea, Shanky.
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
All right, Shanky's left.
They're afraid, all of them. Trembling reeds in the wind. They'll run, scatter soon, one by one.
Well, I don't think all of them will. There's some of these guys will stay, but I can think of some of them that Half-Light's right about.
No, the rest will stay. They will hold their ground, even if it means dying here with you.
Where's Klasya? She can explain this.
Who the fuck is that?
Klasya, the woman upstairs. Where is she?
She left.
The manager calls down from the balcony.
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
Gart, what the hell are you doing here?
What am I doing? My fucking establishment is under fire. You know how much windows cost?
Yes, she tried to charge me for replacing the window in my apartment, which I should add, we never found out who broke that. So that's an unsolved mystery. What do you mean she left?
She left. Her room's cleaned out. Right before these assholes showed up.
We should have arrested her.
Lieutenant whispers, his eyes still on the armed mercenaries.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
She's gone. Forget about it now. Concentrate on this.
All right. Let's see, there's rhetoric. Know about Downwell. Got a +1 because we got them arguing. Suggestion is still low. Hand-eye coordination. This is a legendary hand-eye coordination. Figured out the armor. Got them arguing. 42. 42. My motoric skills say that I should try to shoot them. Looks like my cigarettes are worn off. Now it's 58. We could ask the chat for another point in int, because it looks like that's going to be the highest percentage of these three choices that we're going to get. Also, we look very cool taking the time to smoke a cigarette in the middle of all this. 72%. Can we talk our way out of this with our silver tongue?
All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Krenel would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick.
I can't believe, with the character that we've been playing, that we're going to try to talk our way out of this.
I have some trivia, too. Get him interested in facts.
Thanks, Encyclopedia.
You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
Okay, so rhetoric says we need to know who's the commanding officer. Who's in charge of the unit after the death of the colonel? Krenel does not give you the right to conduct a tribunal. You were called Downwell once. What happened? Gulp and say nothing. Okay, well, when rhetoric says... So rhetoric is pointing out Krenel's not sanctioning this. We should find out who the commanding officer is. But then there's this third point. It says you were called Downwell once. And Downwell got a +1 on the rhetoric check. And it looks like that we're starting to maybe rattle the guy emotionally. Maybe asking him about Downwell. Maybe that could further that. But rhetoric does not bring that up. Rhetoric saying Crenell's not going to sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? So, would they care about Crenell not giving them the right? Then the question, who's in charge of the unit after the death of the colonel? So, Encyclopedia passed this check. I guess, did that add the Downwell one? So if Encyclopedia didn't pass the check, that would not have appeared? I think that's what I'm seeing here. That it's Rhetoric that's making these two appear, and Encyclopedia that made this appear, and Reaction Speed is mentioning you're only going to be able to pick one of these. Let's ask who's in charge of the unit.
I am a Crenell Major with over 15 years of live combat experience. When my colonel gets hanged by clay monkeys, I lead the platoon on a retaliation strike.
So you are the highest ranking of the three of you?
Nah, I just have the biggest gun.
He raps on his armored barrel-like chest.
Technically, the other man has the biggest gun, but we're beyond that now.
I guess that is true. Well, what's the highest rank in Crenell?
King Reaper.
He says with that irony. It's kind of a badass rank. As the leader of this group, reconsider your actions. This does not need to end in bloodshed.
You're right. But you see, I want it to end in bloodshed.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something.
Okay.
Now fire. Fuck them up. Do it. The muscles on your back tense up.
Figured out the armor, got them arguing, got them talking. Suggestion is maybe a lost cause. If we're going to do anything, it's time to open fire. So, let's see. Pretty sure we do not have a point to spend. We do not know. Let's see if the chat can give us an additional point to Motorix. Let's see if it can happen. %. Let him have it.
A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion.
Look through the smoke rising from the barrel.
The smoke drifts west with the wind. You hear the plaza erupt in violence, slow, like a waterfall in reverse.
Look at Cortainer. There's a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward, eyes filled with rage and disbelief, gurgling, muttering something unintelligible.
His lips, moving, swollen with fear, are trying to say, shoot him, but he can't. To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. An Easter AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you.
Reaction speed, huh? Yeah, that was never a high point of us. Kim, where's Kim?
From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude.
Blink. Think.
You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. 0.4 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the barrel, like a honeycomb. This is a knock cannon. It shoots 6 rounds in one pull of the trigger. Is there anything we could use to protect this frail body? That gun will tear us to pieces.
Well, there's only one choice that we have, and unfortunately we don't have the speed equipped, and we don't have any points to equip. We are wearing what pieces of armor we did find, so it's time for reaction speed to do what it can do.
A low shot rings. You feel a tapping like rain on your chest plate. Heavy drops of rain. Then the sound of dice rolling as the cuirass distributes the shot evenly from plate to plate. You got hit. The armor took most of it, but still your ribcage burns. Feels like blood is slowly seeping into your lungs.
God, please.
The lieutenant says quietly without trembling. He aims, face pale. Oh, Kim has to take the shot. Where is he going to shoot? The guy's covered in armor.
2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you.
Who screamed?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers.
Oh God, watch out!
Don't panic, Inland Empire.
You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through all the smoke and the panic. With blood gushing from his face, the man raises his pistol at you. Then he squeezes the trigger.
Well, it's an impossible check. Look him in the eye.
The look of vengeance, framed in blood, lips shaking. This is the last thing he'll do on Earth. But he will do it. He is your end. Here it comes. Death.
It is impossible. Let it happen.
You simply blink, then something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll.
Listen through the darkness and the pain.
The Hardy Boys are screaming, fighting, dying. Someone jumps over you. Nearby gunfire shatters glass.
Stop! The cop! Protect the cop! He's down!
Touch your lower body.
Warm blood pools underneath you. It's sticky, and there's so much of it. Don't go into shock. Hold on.
What parts of me are missing?
Most of what's down there.
Oh, God.
It's all gone. Open your eyes now. You have to see what's happening. No. It's just a fear. Even if... Who cares? No one wants you anyway.
What do I see?
Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out.
Out of it, a silhouette appears, crouching over you. You hear a familiar voice filled with urgency and fear. Live fast, die old.
Yes, keep talking. Stay awake. Look at me.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone, when suddenly you sense something behind him. A slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands.
Our authority is very high because the lieutenant trusts us, and Kim truly trusts us.
No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles, and your eyes are full of fear. That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves like a spring unloaded. He grabs the gun from your bloody hand and fires behind him. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The woman is gone. So is Kim. Then the whole world.
Fall into total darkness.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
Will I be a ghost now?
Brother, you already were a ghost. Up there screaming along with all of them, scaring each other, haunting each other. It's the living who are ghosts. The dead are silent. They don't rattle windows or write letters in blood. The living do. Leave them behind. Rest.
No. Let me back into the fight.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours. Hurting. Moaning in his sleep. And rotting. And being disinfected. And smelling of drugs and feeling saliva in his mouth. Drifting in painkillers. Thrashing in his own sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved.
Right. Would Dick Mullen go before the case is solved? I say no.
There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world. You're thirsty. Reach for the glass of water by the bed. The world is still there. Sleep some more.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. It was him. He is the infernal engine. He never stops. He only gets worse.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain. It's nothing. You're alive. That's what matters.
Kim.
Sunrise, Parabellum.
The lieutenant says. He's in the middle of a freshly cleaned room, with the fan above his head like a halo. His face is covered in bruises. The room, it's clean.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
How long have I been out?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
Ouch!
It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
Dramamine? Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under the counter bad.
Did you say Sunrise?
Sunrise parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
My gun. It's engraved on it.
It served you well.
Is it war today?
The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say.
He looks out the window.
I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Good.
Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay.
What happened?
What happened? You shot the major in the face. A firefight ensued.
Is he dead?
Yes.
A blood-stained killer.
Swallow.
As retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He hit the cuirass. I heard it go off. I was looking for a clear line of sight to him.
He sounds a tiny bit sorry he did not find it before you got hit.
I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
There's a pause.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So do Alain and the musician. I forget his name.
Oh no. Angus did not survive. Eugene?
Yes, he's still alive too.
Nod.
You were bleeding out. You said something, I don't know what. And you warned me. I was able to disarm Officer DePaul before she got the jump on me.
Thank you.
I killed her. And that's what happened.
This lieutenant takes a cigarette from his coat pocket and lights it. A bitter smell fills the room. I thought you only smoked once a day.
This is the one.
And they're all dead? All three of the contractors?
DePaul was the last to die. Everhart had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. The company is yet to retaliate.
Why?
Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Or maybe...
He breathes in the fumes, thinking...
Maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know.
And how many casualties on the Union side? Total?
3. Glenn, Theo, Angus. The fat one, he took a lot of bullets. And Theo, he was just too old for combat.
And that's...
all.
It's a total shit show, Kim.
Yes, officer. 6 people are dead. It's not a success. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
Somehow, yes.
His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
How bad am I hurt?
Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. It appears no major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed and a bacterial infection treated with mercurochrome. The bruising in your shoulder is negligible. The armor took the brunt of the fire.
Can I walk?
We will see.
Through tears and blood and stitches tearing, it should be possible.
Are you hurt?
Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me.
Has anyone from my station been to see me?
No.
Ah.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says.
They don't care about me at all.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
Odd. You haven't seen any, have you?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
If not my station, then who treated me?
I did.
Thank you.
No need.
Okay. As we get up.
Easy now.
Lieutenant turns double again before your eyes, an orange hue of pain.
You can take it. Just don't lean on that leg of yours too heavily.
How are you?
I feel fantastic. Let's rock.
He nods.
What happens now, Kim?
I honestly don't know.
But I don't know either.
We can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. Joyce has left too, thanks to our meddling.
You don't think it was a good idea?
I don't know what to think. It might not have been a bad idea. There is a pin somewhere in the machine. Something is keeping Connell from sending in a death squad.
He looks out the window.
Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Claudia too. We really should have arrested her, you know?
Wait, you've checked? She's really...
Guard confirmed she left 20 minutes prior to the Tribunal showing up.
Who did it then, Kim? Who killed the hanged man?
I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect.
The fucking Maybells, Kim. The flowers.
What?
Yeah, we got a flower from the roof when we first talked to Claudia. This one, remember?
Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
Au contraire. I think we do have to keep everything. The goddamn footprints.
Yes. God curse the footprints. Not solving the case for us. Au diable.
There's still a 28% possibility the shot came from a distance.
We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else?
See? There's that. You can do ballistics.
As long as there's something we can do. An antique bullet from a Bell McGraw 4.46mm. How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be?
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless.
Yeah, we never did find the murder weapon. There are all these old bunkers and weapons caches, Revolutionary era.
We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Raphael is full of them.
But they seemed so mysterious.
Can't believe they're fucking useless.
No need to be melodramatic.
You know what I think about solving crimes?
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
Solving crimes is hard.
It really is very hard.
That concussion must be making him dizzy.
You're not ready to give up, are you?
No. Are you ready to limp?
Let's limp.
Good. Where do you want to limp to?
A gust of wind blows in from the bay. The duraluminum box around you vibrates imperceptibly. A familiar cold, a red thread on the roof upstairs. Taut, plucked like a string by the gust.
We should check Mrs. Katerzine Alashi's room upstairs.
Why not?
He extinguishes the cigarette on the sole of his boot.
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
All right. Wow, it's so clean in here. Kim, I have to examine my clean room. I've never seen it like this. Stereo 8 player has been reunited with the right speaker. Newly replaced glass shining in the morning light. You hear traffic outside. Back in the world again. Okay, so the traffic jam is over, I guess.
The bed's a little nicer now. You could get a good night's sleep here.
No time to rest. You see gleaming white enamel. No bottles inside. Look, the door's open. You can walk right into Kim's room. Oh, is that what this was? Okay, I never knew what... How can I walk? If I click on it, The door just opens and closes. I can't, like, move the cursor over here. Well, I can, like, manually move the characters with the WASD keys, but I've been using point and click the whole time. The alarm is set for 6:50 a.m. Medicinal supplies on the cupboard. Mercuriochrome, a scalpel, antibiotics.
These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You may have notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night.
Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little longer.
It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go?
Well, I would like to go, but that'll have to wait. Because for right now, it's time to save. And it's time to give some thought to what's been happening. Well, our next task, inspect Klash's room again. She's gone. As far as our quests go, ask Klash about Sunday Night is still here. I don't know how we do that if she leaves. Find murder weapon is still here. Determine where the shot came from is still here. Offer figurines to Dolores Day? How do we even do that? I don't know. But what I do know is that we somehow survived the gunfight between the mercenaries and the Hardy Boys. We've known that it's been coming for some time. You know, it's been hanging over our heads for a while. And a bunch of people died, but somehow both Raphael and Kim are still alive. And I guess wearing the armor was a good move, because it seemed like we would have died from that one rifle if we had not been wearing the chest plate. If we had not been able to intimidate Gary into giving us the chest plate, I guess we would not have survived that shot. But we did. So, the big conflict this story has been building up to so far, it seems like it's over. And Crenell has not sent anyone else yet. Joyce is gone, back to Wild Pines. I believe Kim said that we would not be able to talk to Everard again because the harbor is closed up. So there's a lot that's over and done with, but the one thing that's not over and done with is that we still haven't figured out who killed the mercenary to begin with. And that's the one thing we still need to figure out. The one loose end is still the main mystery of the game. Who killed that guy? I was hoping we would have solved the case before the mercenaries attacked, so we would have been able to give them that information and put an end to that conflict. We did not have it. And that guy was not believing us about maybe it was a sniper. He absolutely was not believing that. But it's over. They're dead. Some of the Hardys are dead. Klash's gone. Ruby's gone. We don't know where they are. But Raphael and Kim, still up and about, still alive, and that's the important part. And maybe we're just about close to actually solving this mystery of who killed the Hanged Man. Don't know when we'll solve it. Maybe next time, maybe the time after that. But I feel like maybe Disco Elysium is reaching its end. We'll see how it goes as we continue on.